Deconverted man. Politics. I hate it. I hate politics. I pretty much think of myself as apolitical. I'm somewhere in the middle. Last time I took one of those political tests. But what I've noticed is otherwise skeptical people seem to lose their mind when it comes to politics. They throw logic and reason way out of the window and say hyperbolic, ridiculous things that I don't know if they're true or not. So my challenge that I'd like to make for any of you out there that's listening to my voice and wants to convince a registered voter one way or the other is to tell me whom to vote for using logic. Not anything against this person or that person. Don't vote for X person because of Z. Nope, don't want to hear that. Why should I vote for the person and or issue that you want me to vote for? What benefits would it have? What consequence would there be? What do you think the consequences would be? What do you think the benefits would be? What does their track record say? Using only data that is available. Not, well, they're a better choice than the other choice because the other choice is so bad. No, I don't want to hear any attacks against the person on the other side. I only want to hear things that the person or idea, the thing, the policy is going to do or is better at doing than, convince me without appealing to emotion. I have had it. Beyond had it. I've heard too many people say, oh, it's just lunacy things. And I'm not going to say who about because I've heard it on both, but I've heard it more for one than the other. And it's not logical. You're saying these hyperbolic things. It's just like, no, that's not true. And if I started asking you skeptical questions, you're not going to be able to really answer those questions. And I've seen that in action when I've tried to do it. X person has done evil things. Evil things. Evil. Really? Evil. Like what? What did they do that was evil? Please list something that they did that you would call evil. Was it against the law or was it just a moral evil? When did they do it? And what result did it have? Did it affect anything at all? And if not, then who the hell cares? Oh, they said a thing on a social media website. So? People say stuff. I don't care. What's your argument? So make your logical case for your candidate and or your policies, leaving out emotional appeals, leaving out attacks against the other side, whatever that side is, or the other opponent, or, don't tell me not to vote for X. Tell me why I should vote for Z. Why should I vote for the thing you want me to? Now, having said all that, I have no idea if my vote matters even a little bit. I'm in a what they call southern state, even though it's like the East. It's weird how we call the southern states East, but whatever. East-South state. And by and large, that's going to be voting mostly one way. So my tiny vote isn't going to move the needle. Probably. But I think that this is a good practice to get into. And stop saying vitriol about any given politician out there. If you don't like them, don't vote for them. I don't need to hear about it every 5 seconds. Like, want to listen to somebody talking about atheist stuff, I tune in, I start listening. Blah, 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 is bad. And it's like, oh my goodness, I'm done. I don't care. I downvote the video. I'm done. I don't want to watch the rest. I don't care anymore. Why did politics have to come? I don't care. I don't care. I don't listen to them. But I didn't know they were going to talk about the thing that I didn't want them to talk about. Oh, I'm ranting into the void again. I know. I'm asking the impossible. I'm asking for people to use logic and reason on something that they really care about. And perhaps politics mimics religion in a sense of we have teams, you, us versus them. They're doing worse. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that. One person said, I'm going to leave the United States if this person wins. I'm like, oh, yeah. Let's find out if you're serious about that. I don't think you are. This time is going to be the end of times. This is when they're going to do the bad stuff. Really? Not last time? Vote for nothing. Reference to yesterday. Yeah, exactly. Vote for none of the above. Right. That was Brewster's Millions idea. Vote for none of the above. That's fine too. Literally go vote, but write in the word nothing on everything. Why not? Might as well, right? There are joke candidates. There's that, God, what's his name? He has a boot on his head. Vermin Supreme. He runs like every single time. And, yeah, vote for him. Why not? Might as well. At least we get free ponies. But honestly, seriously, I would like for a change just to hear somebody give a logical argument for a policy or a politician that they want, not just me, but whoever's out there to vote on, that doesn't rely on emotion. Or don't vote for chicken, vote for, because chicken it went bad last week. Did it go bad last week? It's been in the freezer. How do you know it went bad last week? That freezer's been unplugged. How do you know that? So now I'm asking all these critical questions. Oh, if you vote for chicken, you're just evil. Why? What? Voting chicken is racist. Voting chicken makes you develop hives. Wait, what? What's all this? What? Just give me a logical argument for the thing you want me to vote on then. Well, don't do this. Don't do that. Okay, tell me what to do then. In a logical manner, because I don't care otherwise, right? Is it true they don't send you to jury duty if you don't vote? I don't know. I got called for jury duty a couple times. One time I couldn't do it. I said, I just can't do it. And they were like, okay. And this time I was like all set to go. I was like hyped up. I'm like, yeah, I want to do it. And they're like, they canceled it. I'm like, no, but I wanted to do it. It just, seemed interesting. But I don't know how they get your name. I guess it's if you vote. I registered to vote. I have no idea. It's kind of a rumor kind of thing. I don't know. Pi squared shows up on math. Yeah. But yeah, anyways, chat. Chat's in its own universe once again. But that's all I want to hear. I want to hear, and then the debate. Oh God, it's not even a debate. I don't even know why they call it a debate. The presidential and vice presidential non-debate, where a question. I listened to part of the presidential one, and I couldn't take that much of it until I turned it off. And then I listened to the vice president one. I'm like, oh, this sucks. And this is the format. Now, hey, dude, what about this policy? well, I'm from a simple town and I grew up and I blah 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 blah. My background this da 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 and and I'm like, answer the freaking question for the love of humanity. And anyway, so and also my opponent's really nasty. They're gonna blah 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 blah. And I'm like, are you gonna ever answer the question? Anyway, so that's why that's all I have to say. You didn't answer the fucking question. Not even close. You didn't even get close to answering the question. And no point. You brushed up maybe within 10 feet of that question. I was tempted to do a logical analysis of it, but I think it would just break me asunder to try to do so, because it's like, how do you even mark what fallacy it is when they didn't even, it's like, it's so many red herrings. It's like, dude, just answer the damn question. It wasn't like a loaded question. It wasn't an unfair question. It's like, what is your plan to do about this problem that exists? I don't care about your background or, it's like, just say the thing. Here's what we're going to do, or here's what we did do. In the past, we did X, Y, and Z, and that worked really well. Or, hey, how about this? We tried to do blah, but it didn't work. It completely failed, and we sucked at it. That would be nice. No, yeah, politics, be honest. Anyway, so it just, I don't know. It just, I maybe I'm irritated because I was like, I'm gonna listen to this, thing, about atheism, about non-belief, about complaining about religion or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that's the mood I'm in. That's my thing. And this is bad. It's like, oh my no, stop it. And then I exploded. All right. This is our chat. Yes. Chat is always, like, I've noticed that in live streams, chat exists in its own universe. Like, they're talking about whatever, and chat's talking about something completely different. It's like, dude, are you, like, I'm listening to the video, I'm like, here's some questions, and I'm saying stuff at the video, hoping that they'll read my comment. Hey, look at me. I don't understand the Twitch stream thing on a technical level, but also on a interpersonal level, where chat's just going by so fast you can't possibly read anything. It's like, why is anyone bothering to type at all? And I was like, I went in and logged in, and I was like, hi, I can say anything I want. You'll never read this. I'm a lobster. And I'm like, how does anybody keep... What's the point? There's so many. If there's that many people that you just are lost in the mix, what's even the point? I don't know. Anyway, I know I'm in a weird mood. I don't know. I blame. I don't even have anyone to blame. I was gonna say Matt Slick. You know what though? Maybe I should do that. Maybe that'll get my mind off this whole politics thing. Let's just look up harm part 5, or part 8, whatever the hell number I'm on. World religions. I love that. No, is atheism isn't under that? It used to be. Oh, that's cool. Secular issues. That's where atheism is under. All right, let's see what he has to say about this. Yeah, that's what this video is now. It was about convincing me to vote one way, but now it's not. Now it's just a random lobster hangout that I'll probably delete. I don't know what this is anymore. I've lost my mind. I don't care anymore. Whee! Go with me. Dive into my insanity. Let's see. Does he get anything right this time? Let's see. Oh, can I not magnify this? That's interesting. Huh. Why can't I zoom in? There we go. Atheism is a lack of belief. Wow. Let's Zoom in some more, please. Zoom. Where's that zoom button? Everything's different. Lack of belief or denial of the existence of any God. I mean, I don't know the word denial is when I would accept to be in there, because denying means the thing is actually a thing. So I would say atheism, lack of belief. Got that right. Good points there. Or saying that there is no God. There you go. It's a growing movement. I don't know that it's a movement, because that suggests there's some organization that's in charge of it. There's no any movement. It's becoming more aggressive. Really? And what do you mean by that? See, here's that. Remember, I was complaining about politics. Here again, aggressive. What do you mean by that? Who's aggressive? In what way? And why would that even matter if it's true? Like demonstrate that this is true. Don't just say stuff. If politics was governed by informal logic, it would be completely different. It would be completely different than what we have now. We'd have a different voting system in full. You'd have I think the first past the post voting or something like that, where you rank candidates or issues, or maybe you wouldn't even vote for candidates. You'd vote for issues instead. Or maybe we wouldn't leave it up to people, because people don't know what the bleep's going on. Maybe it'd all be controlled by AI or something. I don't know. Why not? That'll be the next thing. Since I'm going to finish reading this, I'm going to ask ChatGPT who I should vote for. And it's going to be like, I don't have an opinion. I'm going to be like, tell me. More demanding. In what way are we demanding? We just want evidence. That's all we've ever demanded is evidence. I don't know. And less tolerant of anything other than self. I think you're talking about Christianity there, Matt Slick. This is Matt Slick, by the way, that runs Carm. Is atheism a sound philosophical system? No, it's not a philosophical system at all. So this is a malformed question. As a worldview, atheism isn't a worldview, or is it ultimately self-defeating? That makes no sense if it's a lack of belief. Learn how to deal with the arguments raised. Don't learn anything. Against the existence of God. The seek to replace him with naturalism, materialism, and moral relativism. So none of that has to deal with atheism at all. See, why not just be honest? Here's what atheism actually is. Start there. So atheism is a lack of belief in God, or saying that God isn't. There you go. That's it. Then you say, okay, what do why don't atheists believe in God? Number one, empirical evidence. Number two, lack of repeatable testability. Number three, thinking that the argument is unsound. Okay. Yeah, and personal reasons, you can put that as number 4. Church abuses, put that as number 5 or whatever, and say, here's a poll of atheists that was taken from whatever place, or you did it yourself, where I show that that's actually true. The majority of atheists think this, and this. Just stick with the data. No, Matt Slick can't do that because his whole website's a lie. His whole website's about apologetics. He just said what atheism is. You can't have introduction saying what is atheism when you already said what atheism was. But you didn't even say what atheism is. You said, so you already did your intro. Are there different... Agnosticism would be under a different... Questions for atheists. I'm just going to go to that. Yeah, I said I was going to do the thing. Yeah, I was going to do the thing. Let's go to ChatGPT, and then I'll come back to this. This will be a different video. I'll need to do a different video on Matt Slick's, I want nobody to be my president. Yes, nobody is the best. All right, I was going to ask ChatGPT who to vote for. And then that I don't know what this is anymore. I don't know. We've lost all semblance of insanity. Or insanity? Well, that's what we've done? Yeah, whatever. Who should I vote for? Kamala or Trump or whoever? bleep else is running? I don't even know the other three. There's like three other people that are running. Kamala, which I assume is Kamala Harris, and Trump's. No, there's like three other people running. Their names. ChatGPT, stop talking like a human. Why are you talking like human these days? It's so creepy. Yeah, the others always seem to get lost in terrorist trouble, don't they? Let's see. You've got some wild card candidates like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. running as an independent. He used to be Democrat, but switched sides. There's also Connell West, a progressive activist and academic who's known for shaking things up, and Jill Stein, which pop up again as the Green Party candidate. Because why not try again, right? What the hell is what? Why should BT become more normal talking? Like, when did this happen? How did this happen? Why? Why did this happen? So if you're into conspiracy theories, Arcade Jr. might be your guy. What the? It's like, what the hell? Talk like. What the hell? Oh. Strictly diverting to logical, straightforward communication mode. Never do that again. Alright. I must have told it at some point to like loosen up or something, I guess. Analysis of their policies. Yeah, okay. Alright. Yeah, there you go. So yeah. Like, yeah, it does it. It does it. It does. Okay, what is this? It's actually just a term for people that don't believe. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, that's so easy, right? Like, hey, Matt Slick, it's just that. Like, it's so easy. Yeah, There's always been people that haven't believed, or well, see, there's kind of the nun group, if you will, which is non-affiliated to any religion. They might still believe in God, but they are opting out of conventional religion. Maybe they believe in a higher spiritual power or something like that, or that there's an energy, or whatever. But maybe they believe in God, but it's not like a classical or religion based God, like just a generic idea. I don't know. But as long as there's been the idea of God, there's probably been somebody that's like no to that. Just as long, like in Ireland, there's still not that many people, but a few people who believe in the Fae folk, or what we would call fairies. And the Fae folk, they are accused of, blamed for missing people and children, and sometimes sheep or whatever. Somebody disappears into the Highlands, and it's like, well, the Fae folk got them. And yeah, so why not? Why wouldn't And then there, the fairy rings where the mushrooms grow in a circle and all that. And there's things where like, oh, I thought I saw something in the woods, and it's like, oh, that must have been a fae person. And so these beliefs kind of stick around as cultural ideas. How seriously they're taken, who knows? But it's still around. Even though if you asked somebody to prove they're Fae folk, they'd be like, well, I mean, it's they might say, I don't know what they'd say, but yeah. So God is just a fill-in for the Fae folk, for the non-believer, or as I like to say, do you believe in goblins, ogres, or dragons? God. Nobody is worried if you say, hey, there's no goblins, there's no ogres, there's no dragons. People are like, yeah, those things don't exist, whatever, who cares, right? But if you say there's no God, then people are like, oh my word, they flip out, they lose it, because God is near and dear to them, whereas goblins, ogres, and dragons aren't. And like, somebody somewhere out there might believe that those things are real, but they'd be in an extreme minority of people. So yeah, people take it seriously. People take the idea of God seriously because it's presented in a serious way. It's presented as a real, concrete fact of reality. And so, if you tell someone, "Hey, you're wrong," um, people don't like that. People don't like being wrong. Um, I read this book, Religion Explained. Uh, okay, the reason they take these agents serious because they have full access to strategic information. Possibly, yeah. There's lots of psychological reasons why people believe in any given thing. You know, like I started with the rant of politics. It's kind of a pseudo religion in a way. It's not really a religion, but it can act like it because you have us versus them mentality, our team versus their team. Their team is evil. Whatever they're doing, it's vile and it has to be stopped. They're going to take over the world. They're going to end the world. They're going to, vote for it as if your life depends on it. I heard that on the news. I heard a news clip on YouTube, but I heard a news person say, "This is your life is on the line," and I'm like, "Really? For voting for somebody? Like, are you okay? Have you taken your meds? Like, what are you talking about? You know, it's just hyperbolic and ridiculous. It's like, but anyways, um." But yeah, I mean, there's many reasons. Well, okay, let's go back to karma harm. Who cares? I don't know. Whatever. I don't know what I'm doing. Why am I hyper? That's the other question. I don't know. Against atheism. At least this time he doesn't have numbers. He just have things that you can click on. What is the new atheism? Not a thing. Video for atheists regarding free will rationality video. Oh god. Blah blah. Oh my, just keeps going. This guy like. Arguments against Christianity based on faith judgment, or Christians against science. Sometimes they are. If God is omnipotent, what is there? So that's it. That's your only arguments against Christianity. There's arguments against many. Atheism, the multiverse, blah 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 blah. So it just keeps going. And GodIsImaginary.com. That's great. I love that there's a GodIsImaginary.com. Does prayer prove God is imaginary? No, but what's going on there without having seen the website, I would assume is they're saying, well, look, if you pray and you're told that an expected outcome will happen and that outcome does not happen, then that's it. It has failed the conditions, and so that's it. If you're so there has to be a controlled way to test an idea. Strategic information is like, for example, I lied to my sister yesterday. Stuff that has to import to social situations. Yeah, I can see that. All right. Oh, god damn it! Close the stupid window. What am I doing here? I don't even know. This stream makes no sense. I'm gonna rename this stream into Lobsterist Goes Insane. That's what I'm renaming this stream into after I'm done with it, and then I'll leave it up for a while, maybe a day. I don't know. All right. Statistically analyzed prayer. Yeah. Metadata studies, and I read through those. They show that prayer is not effective in healing people that are sick. And in one case where the people were told that they were being prayed for, actually had the reverse effect. It made them more sick. So basically, not only prayer has about the effectiveness of chance alone. Now, there's an implicit assumption there. First, you're assuming that prayer could get somebody to be healed. That if you pray to X, Y, or Z deity, that deity will care enough to heal this person. And so in these tests, they did it with Christians, they did it with Catholics. They got in whoever would agree to do the test, which is difficult enough to do. And of course, there's some margin for error because people could be lying about being that religion. They could be lying about praying for the person or whatever. Unless they're saying that out loud, then, okay. But uh, they had a lot of participants. And of course, the metadata study is a study on all the studies done on prayer. So a lot of these studies that are out there that have already been done, many by religious institutions, some by secular groups, whatever. So this is like compiling all that data into one place, and the result is as good as chance. So it is no better to get prayed for than it is to not get prayed for. And in certain circumstances, if somebody tells you that you're being prayed for, it might actually make you worse off than if they don't tell you. But if you request to be prayed for, that might give you some benefit. I don't know if that was tested as well, but because if it would produce a calming effect, then that could help you be healed or help your body to heal faster. And these would be in line with placebo studies on how they've shown that big pills are more effective than small pills. Certain colored pills are better than other colored pills. If the pill is more expensive or the medication is more expensive or the person believes it's more expensive, then it works better. This one company was actually sued because they had the exact medication sold simply with different labels for different prices. It was the exact same aspirin, or that's all that was in it. It was like, ibuprofen or aspirin, whatever it was. And it was the same formula in every single case. But they said, extra strength. This treats migraines. This treats, cramps. This does this or whatever on the package. And some were sold at higher prices than others. And people reported that the higher priced one was more effective. And so, because your brain does weird stuff, your brain is amazing at healing itself. Now, I, as a skeptic, I'm like, well, great, the placebo effect works, but you know what? It works even better when you're actually getting a real medication, because then you don't have to believe in it and it will still work. So I'd rather have medication that's been tested and demonstrably demonstrated to work than have just sugar pill or salt pill that does nothing. Do lobsters get crabby? Oh, no, stop, no, bad, no, bad, no, I don't know what that means. What's that little star mean? I don't know. No, oh, that's terrible. That ruined my day. What was I talking about? I don't know anymore. Anyway, so these metadata studies on prayer showed that the result was as good as chance alone. Okay. Now, as a theist, you could say, well, but technically speaking, you can't have a control group of people that aren't being prayed for, because somebody somewhere in the world is always praying for everyone. Somebody somewhere has said, I pray for the entire world. In fact, when I was a Christian, sometimes I would say, I want to pray for the whole world. I want everybody to get better, So in that case, then there is no group that you could examine that would not be prayed for. But that doesn't matter, because they were doing we know that these people are being prayed for, and this group, we don't know if they're being prayed for, but we're not actively trying to have people pray for them. And they had people inside, behind a glass wall, glass one-way mirror, they, or in the next room, or in different places, or whatever, to see if distance mattered or whatever. Some people just sent positive energy, whatever. So if chance and chance alone is, well, somebody somewhere is always praying for somebody, so then you're saying, well, we can't test prayer, then okay, then you can't test prayer. But if we can test prayer, then this is the best we can do, and we would expect to see better results on the people that we know are getting prayed for. But you could say, well, but God knows that you're watching them be prayed for, so it's not going to heal them because it knows it's being watched and it doesn't want to be tested. It doesn't want to tip its hand. So again, then you're admitting that prayer is untestable in that case. So if prayer is untestable, it's unfalsifiable, it's undemonstratable, then why pray? If you cannot show that prayer produces a net positive result in people, then why bother praying? And the data shows that it produces no better result than not praying for people, broadly speaking. So there you go. There's no reason to pray, according to that metadata study and many metadata studies. Do other gods prove there's no true God? Well, other gods show that other people believed in other gods besides yours and before yours, and yours is one of many. So I don't know. 33rd annual atheist convention. I don't know. Matt Slick at the 2006 rally. Wow. An atheist says there's no evidence for God. An atheist says he knows that there's no God. Sickness. Man. He didn't have it with me. He didn't have Deconverted Man talk to me. Oh, man. Questions for atheists. Debate requirement. I want to know what the debate requirement is. Let's find out. Following is a list of questions for atheists. If anyone wishes to debate me, Matt Slick, about atheism and or the validity of Christianity, you must answer all the following questions. Wow, that's nice. Otherwise, I will not debate you. But answering all questions does not commit me to a debate. Wow. If anyone writes a refutation of any of my articles, atheism would be so kind to answer the following questions. This is because if I respond to your attempt at refutation, I will understand what perspective you have within your atheism so I can better respond. Well, I mean, not bad, but okay. I, Matt Slick, affirm the following definition of God. Blah, whatever. All right. I mean, at least he defined God. That's great. Yeah. Quoting the questions for atheists. What the fuck? If you want to reproduce the questions with answers in this article and place them on your website, you have my permission. Okay, great. I didn't really need it, but whatever. Blah, 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 blah. Anyways, atheism. How do you define your atheism? I don't, it's not my atheism. There's only atheism. So atheism is I don't believe in God and or there is no God. How do I view it? Well, I view it in the same way that it is defined. So this is a malformed question. Let's see. Do you affirm or deny strong atheism? Strong atheism exists, so I guess I affirm it. A strong atheist believes there is no God in existence. Well, it depends what version of God. See, your questions are just incoherent. Do you affirm or deny agnosticism regarding God's existence? What the hell does that mean? Agnosticism is saying that we cannot know if there is or isn't a God. So yes, that is a thing. Agnosticism meant that you do not know whether God or God exists. So you want to redefine agnosticism to mean something that it doesn't mean. Okay, well, I disagree with your definition of agnosticism. So my answer to number 3 is that that's a malformed question. Why do you believe your atheism is a justifiable position to hold? It's not a position. It's a lack of position. And whether it's justifiable or not is irrelevant. Yeah, there you go. And you might be like, wait a minute, what? Yes, it's irrelevant whether it's justifiable or not. What matters is it true? It is true that I'm an atheist. Is it justifiable? Well, I don't believe in God. Is that justifiable? Sure, I guess. I don't know. It depends what you. This is malformed, so I'm not. I don't know. I don't want to answer this question. It's silly. Uh, is it rational to hold? Depends what you mean by that. Or it says, why do you believe your atheism is a justifiable position to hold? You're assuming that I do believe that. Maybe I don't believe that it's a justifiable position to hold. Perhaps I don't view that in that way. So I would say this is a malformed question, and that atheism is a non-position, and that I must have a non-position in regards to the question of God, because God has yet to be demonstrated in any way, shape, or form like anything else has been. Do you have proof of the non-existence of the Christian Trinitarian God? That would be switching the burden of proof. And if there's no way to falsify it, then nobody would have that. And so that's a malformed question. If you have proof the non-existence of Christian Trinitarian God, can you please explain it? There is no way to do that, because proving a universal negative is impossible. If it could be shown that your atheism refutes itself, would you abandon it? No, because that's not a thing that you could hope to do. You can only hope to show me that there's a God. You can't show that atheism is self-refuting. That's incoherent. If you show me there's a God, then I'm not an atheist anymore. There you go. That's it. Is the following statement true or false? It is always wrong for anyone to torture babies to death merely for one's own personal pleasure. I don't know. There you go. I don't know. I don't know if that statement is true or false, because saying true or false doesn't make sense in this context. True or false is a condition of the universe, not a condition of morality. Morality is based upon ethics. My ethics, it would be wrong. But this is a malformed question. Is the preceding statement neither true nor false? That's a malformed question. Do you affirm or deny that evil exists? That's a malformed question. Evil is an abstract object of the brain, so it exists in the brain. By evil is meant the interaction between people when they murder, rape, lie, steal, etc. That exists, yes. So if that's what you mean by evil, then obviously that exists, so that answers itself, so there's no reason for 10. Are morals the construction of individual decisions? They can be. Are morals the construction of societal norms? They can be. On what basis do you ground your morality? Ethics. By basis is meant by society, your upbringing, personal opinions, etc. Ethics. Do you affirm or deny there are absolute morals? I don't know if there are. That would require the ethical system. It depends how you view it, because these are so malformed. He really expects people to answer these malformed questions. I don't know if there's absolute morals. Do you have evidence that there's absolute morals? I cannot deny or affirm that there are until you show me that there are. So the best answer I could give is I don't know if there are or are not. By absolute morals is meant for moral truths that's always true, such as it's always wrong to murder. I don't know if it's always wrong to murder. And then you could have a loophole with that by just changing murder to be killing, because murder is a legal construct. So if it's always wrong to break the law, then it's always wrong to break the law. But if you change it so that it's not murder and it's not illegal, then you can kill willy-nilly. So it's only bad when it's illegal. I don't know. It depends what your ethical system is. Do you affirm or deny that good and evil exist? I don't know. Depends what you mean by good and evil. You're not asking me what I think what good and evil are, or if even they are. They are abstract objects of the mind. So that's the only answer I could give. Uh, do you affirm or deny good or evil are abstractions that require personhood as their foundation? They're absolutely abstractions that require a brain. So I don't know if that's an answer to your question, but okay. Uh, Ethical values are heretical. What? Heretical values to be information that stealing a paperclip for work is not by as murdering people. Yeah, sure, I guess. I mean, but it depends on your ethical system. In utilitarianism, yes. In other systems, no. So it depends on your ethical system. Do you affirm or deny there could be only one ultimate moral authority? No, there's no moral authority. There is no moral authority. So not only is there not one ultimate moral authority, there is no moral authority, ultimate moral authority. I am the ultimate moral authority. So I guess I would say yes, I am the ultimate moral authority of myself, but nobody else. You affirm or deny reducing harm is the ultimate moral authority. Reducing harm is pretty good. It's part of my ethical system. What is your philosophical worldview? I don't know. No idea. I've tried to figure it out. I have a whole thing I'm writing on that. Uh, Maybe I'll talk about that. I don't know. I don't know. Where's my thing? I know I have it somewhere. Where the bleep did I get it? Where? Okay, let's see. All right. All right. Sure, why not? This is what this hangout is no longer about karm or politics. It is now about me trying to figure out my worldview. If you want to help, you're free to help. I don't know. I don't know how you would help, but you could. You know, whatever. Sure, whatever. Wait, what? What am I? What am I? Am I still showing the wrong script? What? Huh? What am I? Oh, okay. 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 All right. What's my worldview? Here I'm going to try to outline my worldview. I'll start with the so-called a priori beliefs and move on from there. This is not like the final draft, obviously. All right. A priori beliefs are one we have to have. We can't help it. Reality is real. There you go. The universe is what it's made of, how it works, laws of physics, stars, solar system, planets, moons, atoms, all of it is. Regardless if we know about it, understand it, believe in it, whatever reality, whatever real is really real. It's not the Red King stream. It's not the Matrix. We're not brains in the vat. Subset of this. True is whatever is real. Simple enough. The word true and real can be swapped out for each other. In fact, whatever possible estimate we use real rather than true, as people seem to think that there's a my truth and your truth, and I don't think that that's how we should view that word. Minds exist other than just my own. My mind is my brain, and perhaps other parts of my nervous system play some role in my mind's functions. And my mind is not alone in this reality. Other minds exist in other humans and animals and insects, I suppose, not plants, but they have some other way to do what they do. The world slash reality existed before me and will exist just fine without me. I should add that no, maybe it won't exist really well without me because I'm awesome. I think that's it for the a priori beliefs. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is there any other a priori beliefs you got? Do you guys, gals, robots, have a priori beliefs to add? I don't know why I typed that into chat when you can hear me, but I did. Nothing I'm doing in this hangout makes any goddamn sense. All right, we're gonna keep going. I'm just gonna keep going until I'm done. I don't know when I'm done. I'll know it when I know it. Personal ethics. Utilitarianism. The most good for the most things, least harm for the least things. Humans, greater than animals, greater than insects, greater than plants. I don't know about that order. Whatever. Plants make, you know what? Plants probably above insects. Screw insects. I don't like insects. Yeah. I don't know. Facts are greater than feelings. My duties to the truth. Span on Kant's idea, which, to be honest, I think he took it too far. Not saying anything or saying it's not your business isn't a lie. So if asked for my bank account number, I wouldn't say what it is. I would ask you why you want that info. Saying something that might be used against me is also not a lie. Simply saying nothing. If someone asks something, I'd give my honest view. Even if it might hurt their feelings, as truth is more important than feelings. Logic. Oh yeah, here we go. Using formal logic to analyze arguments is a good way to avoid being taken advantage of. And a time saver in regard to complex ideas. If a person making the claim fails to give a coherent argument and refuses to do so, why should I bother to look into their claim? It goes back to what I was complaining about earlier with politics. Answer: I shouldn't. They failed their burden. Logic is the game I'm playing and want to win. They can play their own game somewhere else. They failed to convince me. To think something is real, I require one of these three things. Oh, yes, I say this all. Empirical evidence, repeatable this, valid and sound argument. I could just say sound argument, but whatever. Observing phenomena in question, not just or solely with the naked eye, but other methods of observation are also allowed, like heat vision, cameras, electromagnetic detector, microscope, telescope, and so on. Any way to visualize the thing in question allows us we can see the thing in question, being able to put the idea in a repeated test in controlled conditions. This allows us to make sure that it's not illusion, sleight of hand, or other deception. And within logic, a structured argument that contains no logical fallacies. It can be structured incorrectly, being invalid, but it indicates the person who made the argument does not know how logic functions. Actually, I should change this because it cannot be valid. It cannot be sounded if it is valid. It can't be sound if it's not valid. So I don't know. Anyways, I could hypothetically accept an argument if it was sound, but it can't. It can't be. So can't be. Whatever. It's rare to see a sound argument that's not structured correctly. It's impossible. It's impossible to change this. I don't know why I'm not just changing it now, but I'm putting a note. Anyway, still put a slight caveat for the valid part of this requirement. I don't believe that anymore. So no, not anymore. Not anymore. Change this later, future me. All right, whatever. Anyways, so then I give examples. Lobster exists, either the lights on or off, and my stuffed cat is named Fluffy. There you go. So yeah, I mean, some of my worldview. I'm not sure what counts as a priori. I'm very a posteriori what and empiricist focused. Reality is formally consistent. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, that a priori is like, it's asserted as being true, and you don't need to prove it, basically. And so, kind of a definitional statement like reality is real is true by definition. Like, you can't call something reality if it's not in fact reality. So there's a movie, The 13th Floor. Is use an example because Matrix is always used, but this is good enough as an example. So the 13th Floor movies question reality. Well, it's not reality. So spoilers for the movie. If you want to go watch it, turn this off. Go watch the movie. I give it a 3.5 out of 5. Yeah, it's a good popcorn flick, sci-fi. So, anyways, on the 13th floor of a building, they have a giant computer that is running a virtual reality. But you are plugged into it. And when you are in it, it's like you're actually there. So you see this old-timey car here. In that time, it's like the 1940s or 50s. That's the era that they put in their machine. And one of their friends goes in and gets killed uh, in our real. I don't remember if he got killed in that reality or if in our reality, because I don't know why getting killed in that reality would matter. But at any rate, they say, well, if you drive and you ignore all the signs that say to go back or stop, you go in a direction you would never normally go, and you just keep going, then you hit the edge of the system, because the system runs out of memory. And they're like, well, we know that, so why would somebody kill him over this message? Like, I don't understand. Like, why would, like, what's going on? And it's like, oh. And so they go, then the guy is like, oh, after he unplugs from their computer, he goes and he drives in what he thinks is reality in a direction he's never gone before, ignoring all the signs, and then he hits the boundary and realizes that they're in a simulation. So they built a simulation in the simulation, and then they realize that they're in a simulation, and then the real reality is above all that. So there you go. So yeah, but it's not reality then. It's just a simulation. They weren't in reality. They were always in a simulation. So it wasn't real. Bayesianism. Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, yeah. So people like to go, oh, well, how do we know we're not in that? You don't. There's no way to know that. But if there's no evidence that we are in it, then that's what matters. So if you want to say, oh, but we could all be brains and vats, well, that's nice. We could be anything. But unless you show that that's the case, it doesn't matter. So it's kind of the hard sophilism, however you say that word, sophilits, whatever. I don't know. But it's like, yeah, whatever. Okay, we could be anything. We could be the Red King's dream, the Windfish's dream, whatever. It doesn't matter. We're not. So reality is real. Live with it. Whatever. Moving on. Lobsters exist. If you can't agree with me that lobsters exist, we can't have a good discussion, because it's not going to go anywhere. So anyways. Politics. Yeah, I hate politics, and I want you to tell me who to vote for in a logical way, and I don't think anyone's going to do it. And this was a weird hangout. So I guess I'm done because I'm hungry, and been going for almost an hour. So that seems like a good place to end. Yeah, none of this made sense. Don't know if you enjoyed it or not. Vote for nobody, the best candidate. That's correct from last stream. We all know that nothing is a thing, and nobody is obviously the best president then. Unless there is somebody named nobody. Maybe there is. Maybe there's somebody named nothing. I don't know. All right. Thanks, Thomas and Pi Pi. And I thought I saw the Nerd Boy in here. He was in there. Hey, Nerd Boy. I saw you. I want food. Bring me food. All right. Until next time, be skeptical. And after that, stay skeptical. Meow.